Well, hello everybody once again. I've had a few people say about, why do you always say greetings, my friends, every day? Well, I like that. But for today, I will just say hello everybody, okay? Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever experienced being in a place before where it was so dark that you could not even see your hand in front of your face? Well, I have experienced it a couple times. Once, it's been over 20 years ago, we took some of our boys, down to the Luray Caverns, and you get down in the caverns and they take and turn the lights off. We was in Timmins, Ontario, Canada one time for a missions trip with the teenagers and some other church members, and they took us to a abandoned gold mine. It used to be a gold mine. They weren't using it anymore, and they took us down in it, and they turned the lights off, and it got pitch dark, and that was kind of scary. But then, when they turned the lights back on, it was a relief. And it sure felt a whole lot better. And maybe you've ever experienced something like that before. You know what I'm talking about. Well, I'm sure some of you even, maybe you haven't experienced something like that, but you've went in a dark room and you stubbed your toe and you couldn't wait to make it to the light to turn that back on to see where you was going. Well, this leads us up into our verse for today, which is found in Proverbs chapter 15 and verse number 30. And it reads like this. We're just going to look at the first part of that verse today. It says this: the light of the eyes rejoiceth the heart. Let me say that one more time. The light of the eyes rejoiceth the heart. You know what? We can brighten up. We can cheer up our heart. We can cheer up our countenance by our eyes. And you know what? It's by what our eyes behold. It's what they look at. It's what I am looking at that cheers me up. And kind of like in Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 7, the Bible says this: truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun. How many of you enjoy seeing the sunrise? It's so beautiful. Doesn't that encourage you when you see it? It just kind of lifts your spirits. How about a beautiful sunset? There's nothing like sitting on the back of my deck and watching that sun set down below the mountains going down. What a beautiful sight. How refreshing that is. And that's the example of the light of our eyes that's rejoicing our heart. It's what it is we see. You know, the Bible tells us in the book of Psalms that God hath made everything beautiful in his time. The Bible also says the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Listen, we can encourage ourselves just by seeing those things around us, taking time and looking. The Bible also says, when I consider the heavens, the work of thy fingers, and the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. Listen, does not seeing the beautifulness that God has created just rejoice your heart when you look at it with your eyes? I'm sure you've heard this saying before: stop and smell the roses. You tell that people to kind of enjoy life. Well, listen, not only stop to enjoy and smell the roses, stop to look at them. Take time for your eyes to see things that encourage you. Let me ask a question. How many times are there people that you know what, whenever you see them, it just kind of brightens your day? They're like sunshine on a cloudy day. It's just so good to see them. You know what? Let me just say this. Why not be that person? Why not be that person that is like a sunshine on a cloudy day for other people? You know, like maybe when you come home, spouse, maybe one of you is at work all day and the other's at home. Listen, when you come home from work, why not, don't bring what happens at work with you. Man, just be a ray of sunshine for your spouse waiting for you at home. And if you're at home, maybe you've had a long day. Maybe you've had a hard day. Maybe you've been with the children all day. Listen, why don't you make it so their husband or your wife wants to come home? that they know when they walk through their doors, they're going to see a smile. They're going to be uplifted from what their eyes behold. Maybe, how about, listen, young people, how about whenever you get back to school, that you can be that sunshine for a cloudy day for your teacher. Don't be that one that gives your teacher a hard time. Make them be refreshed when you come into the classroom. Listen, I know we have a good many homeschool children that are watching, and it's your parents that are homeschooling you. Listen, don't make it hard on them. Why don't you be that sunshine on a cloudy day? How about at church? Listen, you don't have to be goofy. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be something that you're not. But just have a cheerful countenance that when people see you, they know that they're going to be encouraged because you're there. Sunshine on a cloudy day. You be that person. How about at Walmart? Don't be that person that the service department don't want to see you coming. That they know that you're going to be complaining about something. That there's something you're not happy with. How about at a restaurant? Don't be that person that always complains about everything, about their food being this way, your service not being that way. Don't be that person. Be someone that they're glad that they waited on you. Even if something don't go right, I know it's. Just say, hey, listen, I know it's your not fault. It's not your fault. You didn't do it. You're just the other person. I appreciate what you're doing. Isn't it so much nicer being like that? Being sunshine on a cloudy day. Listen, the light of the eyes rejoices the heart. You know, I wouldn't do this verse justice if I didn't say this. In John chapter 1, verse 4, this is what John said about Jesus. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Listen, Jesus is our light. Listen what he says in John chapter 8, verse 12. He says, Jesus said this, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of light. Listen, God, when we look to Jesus as our light and stay focused and practice the presence of God in our life, listen, we are going to be encouraged because of what we're looking at. And when we keep our eyes focused on the Lord, it will rejoice your heart. Well, you have a great day, my friend. Thank you once again for tuning in. And God bless you, my friend. And once again, remember, we are another day closer. God bless you.